choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Hello?
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Hello?
Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
What up, bro? Morning.
We retold that intro so that it was half as ridiculously long, and then we didn't upload it. So
No, we did not upload it. I'm gonna do it. If I knew how to get to photos on my laptop, I would have done it right now. But I don't know where they are. So I'll do it when we're done next week. Hey, did you see look at my text? Did you see it?
No.
If not, I'll just tell you. Hey, go to your Facebook and see if yours goes live legit. Because mine was it was live, but it was private. I had to make it public. I don't know why.
Okay.
So see if you got to make yours so it goes out.
All right.
Well, appreciate you guys that are here getting on. We're just here to say what's up. And how's your week been, dude?
Man,
Multitask?
Congratulations to the Texas Rangers.
Bro, I don't know. I was just telling you offline. I'm kind of pissed they won last night because I wanted them to lose last night because we were going to the game on Friday. So now Maddox went to school pissed because he doesn't get to go to the World Series game because they won too soon. And I had him convinced, like, dude, we were looking in Arizona and every flight from Atlanta was sold out.
Yeah.
Right. So we first look and I'm like, do I really want to go that early? I don't know, game 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, whatever it was, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, bro, let's do 6. It's in Dallas. We like Dallas. They'll probably make it to, like, no, they're not going to win 3 in Arizona.
Rangers went 11-0 in the playoffs in away games. That's crazy.
So I had Maddox convinced that was not going to happen, and we'd go to game 6, and then 7 would have been there too. So I'm like, worst case, we'll just stay another day and go to both. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, and man, he was mad this morning, boy. So
how old is Maddox?
He just turned 12 on the 28th. I think it was Saturday.
Yeah. He would have had fun here in Dallas, man. My boy would have hung with him. I'd take him out and do some donuts. Scare the hell out of him.
We'll plan it anyway.
You got it. Come on down. Anyway. Come on down. Man, great week. Open enrollment started this week. All the changes that we've been making on the marketing program are getting better. We doubled our leads this week for basically the same price. Now I just need to do that 3 more times.
Dang, this live thing blows. I don't know if it's me or you that freezes.
Well, great. Well,
there you go.
We have a lot of people. It's a busy day here. So
I love it, dude.
Yeah, it's cool. We got my social media managers up and running, my photographers rebuilding everything. All the video content starts dropping in my lap on Sunday and Monday. I interviewed 5 analytics guys I love two of them. One of them has like an employee mindset, and his biggest concern is benefits. And the other one's biggest concern was that he's promised that he's a workaholic and going to outwork me.
Okay.
So
interesting challenge. That's going to be an interesting challenge.
Yeah. Well, that's the way I look at everybody who works with me. Anyone who comes in and decides to work with me and be my partner in something, I go, listen, we're gonna have a bet. We're gonna have a competition. I'm gonna do my very best to outgive you, and you do your very best to outgive me, and everybody wins.
Yeah, it's not a bad strategy.
Yeah. So, and then anytime I feel like somebody is trying to play a different game of you pay me and I do 40 hours a week, then I go, well, we have the wrong relationship and we need to part ways and go find somebody else.
I like the way you word it. I'm gonna do that. I've had, as you know, we've talked about it. We have a couple good ones. Amanda hired 2 people recently. We talked about the one dude, which we weren't sure. I think last time we did this, It was like his first week. He's like basically does coding and programming and website, like all kinds of stuff. Dude, he's like blown my mind this week. Some of the stuff he's put together in a week. And I'm like, oh, dang, we might've got us a good one who actually is willing to work hard and knows what he's doing. So we're starting to program some stuff that we use. We use like a lot of third-party apps that are out there, Zapiers of the world, GHLs, whatever. And those are only as reliant as the product. You know what I mean? They control most. So we're building everything like in-house, like custom. Yeah. So it's gonna be good. So what's cool is that's what he does for a living. And he looked at our stuff. I mean, he was trying to get to know it. So I've been letting him kind of dive into everything we put together. And he's like, damn, y'all built some dope stuff, given you don't really know what you're doing. You know, like, we're not natural pro. We just kind of figure out stuff. So it made me feel a little good.
Yeah.
And we got a lot happening though. I was looking at recruiting numbers this morning. Someone asked me, I have to do I do these like quarterly business reviews with Integrity. So we get all kinds of stuff ready for them. And they're usually pretty good because we're up and profitable, and they like that part. And so I was looking at recruiting numbers, and somehow when I was looking at like 3 months ago, for every we'd get about 40% of the applicants would like self-book an appointment. And the last 30 days, we're up to 60% of people who apply to one of our ads book on our calendar. 6 out of 10 freaking book.
And the rest, you got somebody calling and holding their hand through the process.
Yeah, we continue to market to them still.
My website. Good. My website that I copied of yours came back yesterday, and it's beautiful, but I hate the video that I made. It's too nice. It's too friendly. It's too cuddly. There's like bunny rabbits running in the background in my voice.
Stop. I want to see it.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, I'll send you the link. So what it is it just doesn't get, I don't even know that I brought up that it's commission only. Right.
Oh, got it. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. I think in one of the takes I did.
What happened? Yeah. Why'd you go bunny rabbit? What's good though? It's like you're not afraid to mess up though. That's what's good about it all. You know what I mean? Like you're not afraid to make mistakes and go like, shit, let's fix it.
So typically in my recruiting, we fill a room up and I walk in there boiler room style and throw my Ferrari keys on the table and kick somebody out and just go all in on my Ben Affleck. And this time, that takes time. It's like 30 minutes, right? Yeah. That talk. And so I don't want to make a 30-minute video. And I kind of start out here, and then by the end of it, it's aggressive and like, get the hell out of here. I start out like, bunnies. And then by the end of it, we're in the movie Saw. So we start out Bambi, end up in Saw. Also, when I'm in there, nobody's recording that. And I'm, I'm 100% sure I'm 100% compliant.
Yeah.
But it's not recorded. And so I'm doing this. I'm just doing what I normally do, but I'm trying to drastically shrink the time. And also I'm uber duper aware, because it's recorded and going to be all over the internet, that I want to, obviously above and beyond on compliance. Right. And so when I mixed all those together, I don't like the way it came out.
Yeah. Dude, put a timer on, right?
Like I never made it.
Here's how I did it when I made the one I settled on, because I did like 9 versions.
Okay.
But I did I put a timer on, and initially was going to do 7 minutes, because Sean, who did one years ago, that's how long his was. So I was super creative and stole his idea. And I think it's because 7's his favorite number, and there was like some whatever about it. Anyway, so I did that. And I recorded it, and the first time 7-minute timer went off, I was like, oh dang, I'm not even done with my first sentence. Like, what is happening?
Right.
So then I had to I'm like, all right, save, hit record again. And I'm like, go. And then I said everything the same way, but I said it shorter. And it still didn't come out the way I wanted. And I'm like, damn, I missed some stuff. And so I did it back to back to back to back, like 4 or 5 times, however many times. And then the final time I got it down, the one I sent you, I think is only 5 minutes and some change. And it got everything out I wanted.
Yeah.
But I had to do it live, straight up, back to back.
That's how you write a pitch, right? You write it down, and then you eliminate the bullshit, and then you think you're good, and then you eliminate the bullshit, and then you think you're good, then you eliminate the bullshit. The pitch I use, the actual presentation pitch, when the person who trained me, it was a 45-minute pitch.
Yeah.
It's a minute and 6 seconds now.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense.
And honestly, it makes more sense to the client. It's better. Everything about it. We have a higher customer satisfaction rate. People pay attention. They don't zone out. So yeah, I'll get it. And then as soon as, I'm happy to send it to you.
I definitely just want pure entertainment.
I'll send you that. I'll send you the entertainment value of it.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. I'll give you the link.
I'm still convinced a lot of my stuff sucks today. So who cares? I just put it out there. Yeah.
Well, I don't mind sucking. It's in fact, I embrace sucking, because that's what I do. It's the fact that I didn't even say that it's all commission.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
that's a different kind of suck.
Yeah,
no, you'll get people
that's
quick.
Another level of suck.
Yeah.
I remember
doing that at the beginning, though.
I'm going to go in my backyard and film it on Saturday morning, like I do all
the other stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
But with a timer.
So,
I've told you before, somehow I'm lucky enough that my son's 15, almost 16. All his buddies are 15 and 16. Mm-hmm. And they always come to the house and sit around. We have 3 couches in our living room, and they're just like piled up, and they just ask me basically entrepreneur questions and life questions. And I don't know why they like me and why they want me to be a mentor. And they go home and tell their parents that I'm their mentor or whatever. And it's really cool. But my son has this one buddy whose father is legit a billionaire. Mm-hmm. With a B.
Yeah.
And kids, listen, when your parents are billionaires, you're going to be a little eccentric and kind of a tool at 15, 16. But I really, really like this kid. And he came over this weekend, and him and a few others were sitting around just drilling me on how to. So the way his family works is he's not allowed to have any inheritance at all until he has a net worth of $1 million, because they want them to go out and learn, right? And so he's grilling me, and I go, listen, bro, why are you asking me this stuff? You have a father who's wildly more successful than I am. He's like, well, listen, I'm the 4th generation to have I'll be the 4th generation to have. My dad's the 3rd. And so we were talking, and I kind of developed a new philosophy that I think would be a good book, honestly. So I'm going to throw this at you, and you break it apart for me and tell me if you don't like it or where I'm missing. All right. So I think to run a business, it takes 4 key traits that you need. Like you can, the E-Myth, you can build a company without all 4 of these, but to have a company that grows and to create wealth, you need these 4 key traits. Number 1, leadership, obviously, right? Somebody's got to lead this ship. Number 2 is sales. So whether you're mowing lawns or selling insurance or, selling iPhones, you gotta have sales. Number 3 is marketing, right? Have you read that Alex Hormozi book, $100 Million Leads?
Yeah, bro. I've read 2. I don't know how many books he has, but I've read 2 of them in the last couple months. One was I didn't realize who he was. He's the same dude I was learning from when I was in the gym business. Yeah,
I just didn't recognize him because he's so buff and has a beard. And back then he wasn't as buff and had a stupid looking mustache. So I had no idea. Everybody keeps talking about it. I'm like, I don't know who the hell this guy is. And then I'm like, oh shit, that's the same dude that I learned how to build gyms from. So leadership, sales, marketing.
Yep.
All right. So like he says in there, if you have leadership and you have sales, the only thing keeping you from growing is leads. So you just need more leads, right? So marketing. And then the 4th is accounting and analytics. Those are the 4 things. If you can learn those 4 things. So then that went from, these kids are tired. They don't want to go. He doesn't want to go to college. His mom wants him to his mom's a neurosurgeon and she wants him to do that and this and that. So you take those 4 things and go, okay, am I better off if in fact I want to build a business? Am I better off paying people $20,000 a year who've never run a business to teach me 1/100th of what I need to learn from each of those things? Or am I better off finding a leader and walking into his office, a great leader, and walking into his office and say, I'm going to work here for free for a year, and all I want to do is learn how to lead. Yeah. Right. And then at the end of that year, you go to a place and go, all right, I'm going to walk into a sales place and I'm going to spend, and I don't want you to pay me. I'm going to work here for free for 1 year, and I'm going to learn everything there is to learn about sales. And then you leave that job and you go find a place that is great at marketing, and you walk into it with someone who's great at marketing and you go, listen, I'm going to work here for free for 1 year. If you pay me, great. Maybe you pay me minimum wage. I don't give a shit. I don't want anything. Just 1 year of marketing, right? Yeah. And then you walk into a place and learn 1 year of analytics. Now you got a 4-year degree that costs you nothing. And if you pick them right, you've got the best people in the country teaching you, if you do it right. Yeah. Or maybe you find a place that's already great at sales, right? Maybe you end up with John, right, who's teaching you sales and maybe marketing, right, and leadership all at the same time. Now all I got to do is go find analytics, or maybe John's already good at analytics, or maybe I just go, all right, John, I'm your bitch boy. I'm attached to your hip, and I'm free, and I'm staying here for 4 years. Now, obviously, he's not going to make it 4 years because you're going to make him rich before then. Yeah. And so, like, this kid's like, I got to make my first million by 21, Perry. I got to make my first million by 21, Perry. I got to make my first million. I was like, bro, maybe don't be in a hurry to be rich. Yeah. Like, be in a hurry to grow knowledge, because if you have $1 million at 21, that's all going up your nose into strip clubs. Like, that's it. Like, 100%. That's not safe. Yeah. What you need is the knowledge of those four things, so that when you're 25, you can do it and just reproduce it over and over and over and over and over.
I agree. I mean, I think about, like, I don't know the right way to word it, but if I could have, like, go back in time to whatever age, 20, and have the money, right, or the knowledge, or the ability to gather the knowledge, golly, I agree. I wish I was smart enough to have been really intentional like I am today on the relationships. And that's what I'm starting to, like, not starting to. That's what I've been like teaching my kids. I think I shared that the other day, the way Maddox does it in class now. But it's like, I can't wait till my kids can do this. And they're definitely not going to do it with me first. I'm definitely sending them to other people.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't mind helping where I can help, but you know, I don't try to coach my kids on baseball either. And I'm like, go to the coach. They'll listen to them more anyway. So I think it's good. I think they're 4 good things. I
do too,
like
man. I think you break
what
those
about
apart.
The thing that comes to mind that I want to your thoughts on, or how I don't know if I would add one, but it stands out, is like, what would you sell and market? Like, do you need a product in there or a service or you know what I mean? Like, how important is that, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's in there.
List?
The answer to that is margins. Right. So that was the conversation I was having with these kids too. And they're like, well, what do we sell?
Yeah.
And I go, well, I always call it the poor white kid entrepreneur problem. And then I follow that with, that's the only thing I've ever been. So I don't know what it's like to be anything else. Right. And it's like, you know, the reason that I've been successful in my prior businesses, but never made the money, was margins.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, like, if you're mowing a yard, I can only make $20 mowing a yard. If you're selling a gym membership, I can only make $30. And I got to spend $2 million to open the gym. Then I'm begging people for $30. And sure, you can do some upsells and get some training here and there. But yeah, like, if I'm paying $2 million to open a gym and I can get someone to give me $500 a week for personal training, that ain't worth it. So, like, the answer to it is margins. So what should I sell? Whatever has the biggest margins.
Margins. I think you should add that.
Mm-hmm. That's not
a trait. So I don't know.
And that's just the biggest. That was the mistake that I made my whole life before I lost everything, because there were no margins, and ended up accidentally. And I wouldn't say it accidentally. I called someone. My cousin Blake, who does this, and he was like, bro, we need margins.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, like, duh. That makes sense.
Hey, didn't you send me that?
Whatever margin.
Go ahead.
You sell your brand, you sell your skill set and not a product.
Yeah. I like it. I'm stealing it. When are you coming out with the book?
Oh, I'm going to have it done in 3 weeks. So, Lord. I mean, the reason people are like, Perry, you got to write a book. And I'm like, that's dumb, because I'm just going to plagiarize 30 other books. Like,
yeah.
But then aren't all books are, and that's what everybody says. And that's what all books are. Like, I mean, 10X is mostly 100%. Just a meaner version of everything that Jim Rohn said, right? So
yeah. And speaking of him, I think you sent me that. Didn't you send me that Audible of him? Wasn't that you that sent that to me?
Yeah.
Mix, not, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a culmination of a lot of his things. I listen to it all the time. And this morning he was talking about the part. Have you listened to that whole thing? Yeah, he was going over the part where the concept. Yeah, I was listening to the one this morning that was the concept of profits are better than wages. Do you remember that one by chance? Yeah, I mean, y'all should.
You cut out.
Profits. It's all right. It's the concept where he talks about profits are better than wages. Like teaching that.
Yes.
It's not. Look it up. Go it. Oh, dude, it was so good. And I'm like, I'm gonna.
I love the guy.
I'm sending that video. There's a little clip. You can Google it and just catch that clip. So I'm sending that clip to my kids today.
Yeah.
It's just the concept of profits are, it's like, I want to work for a good wage. It's like, why don't you work for a good profit? Because the profit you can scale and turn into something meaningful. I've heard of him obviously over the years, but I've never really listened or read a ton of his stuff. This Audible is dope, dude. He's really freaking good. And obviously a lot of the goods and greats reference.
I'm glad you got it.
Yeah, listen, I got it 4 seconds after you sent it to me. I've been
Or-
listening to
or
it in the
just
gym.
steal it and don't reference.
Yeah, that is true. That happens a lot. What's funny is when I talk at events, dude, I always let people know. Like someone will be like, "Oh, that was really good." I'm like, I didn't invent that shit, right? Like it's just my version of something that's in one of 9 million books you can go out and get today. I'm not that good. There's no new words in my talk today. You won't hear any I didn't create any new words. I didn't create any new concepts or principles of life. I just like, holy more. Yeah, this thing is. How many hours is this thing? I'm trying to look at it. I got like 6 hours left, and I've been listening to it every day in the gym.
Right.
So I don't know how long the total thing is, but I think it's like a 13-hour book or something crazy.
Well, that was that first time we sat in that bar and talked about doing this together. That was my rant, was people getting on stage, stealing other people's content,
and not
not giving and not doing a good job of it and not giving credit for it. And it's like, I don't care what you say there, but give credit for it.
Yeah.
And if you're not giving credit for it, it means you stole it from someone who stole it from someone, which is even worse.
Yeah. Everything I say, I hear from someone.
And then
my version of it.
Have you ever read The First Time Sales Manager?
No. Who's that? I don't know that.
I'm going to send it to you. It's incredible. I made every one of my leaders read it in the last couple of weeks. But in there, he talks about giving interviews for salespeople, and he has a question that he does that I think is absolutely the only question you need to ask when you're interviewing a salesperson. So it goes like this. He says, "All right, John, I hire you. I bring you in for 2 weeks and I train you everything you need to know. And then I go on vacation to Europe and I leave my phone here and you don't have the ability to get a hold of me. And I come back 60 days later, and on the 61st day, we sit down in my office and I'm going to ask you one question. What did you do to become successful?" And he makes them answer that question.
Really?
And the answer is, it's brilliant, right?
Yeah, I like it.
And they'll give you sometimes, and I've been doing that for the last few weeks. And I'll say, sometimes they'll give a bullshit answer and you go, "Listen, this is really, really important. In fact, whether or not you come work here depends on this. If I need to leave and give you 15, 20 minutes, maybe even 30 to really write it out and come up with it, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
This is the most important question I can ask you. So take your time."
I love it. That's dope. I like that.
So.
I like it. Cool.
Yeah.
What you got coming up?
To give credit, First Time Sales Manager.
Yeah.
Well, not a Ranger game.
Not a Rangers game, dude.
Just hiring these guys. We got open enrollment right now.
Yeah.
Building my focus. Most of my focus is on building my marketing agency and building those leads. And that's it.
I love it.
I got to get on this thing and go, "Hey man, how many leads did you build last week?" And you go, "I built 2,000." I'll go, "Oh, that's so cute." That's what I need. Until I get to the place where I get to tell you that's cute, I'm not done working. I'm not letting my foot off the throttle.
I'm trying to build. I had a call this week with Integrity's like product development team, and they found out through one of my buddies here at FFL. We do a bunch of automation stuff for him, and he's involved in leads heavily with Integrity, lead gen, and the lead CRM we use and stuff. So he mentioned to them some of the stuff I'm doing. So I had a call with them. So we're talking through a plan to build out like some automations and that are tied in to our CRM for like all of our agents that we might just build into Integrity's platform. So I showed them some of the stuff we have yesterday, and they were like, "This is pretty dope." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm excited about that." So I'm working on now. Can I build some of this stuff into Integrity's platform fully, which is cool. I'm like, damn, I didn't think I'd be on these phone calls. But just we kept just providing value to people, scaling, and a referral through a guy who knows a guy through this guy. Now I'm like on the phone with Game Integrity's product development. I'm like, this sounds like fun. So
well, I'll tell you what, John,
Mm.
the amount of value that you bring me is exhausting.
I appreciate
like,
it.
So, I talked to you last week and you were like, will you Stripe? Will you just go high level? I have 3 people working 20 hours a day, moving us over to go high level because it's better.
Yep.
And implementing, what we were doing mixed with what we've learned from you. And so when I say it's exhausting, like we are all exhausted just from the time I get to spend with you. And I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I love it, my man. I appreciate it. I'm enjoying it too. And we're learning a ton. We're diving into, the guy I hired to do the programming stuff is familiar with lead, like Facebook lead. What do you call that? Ad manager, whatever, all that crap, the stuff you do. And he's heard you and I talking, and he keeps coming in. He's like, hey man, I know some of this stuff. I can help. And he hears some of my problems. Like I'm trying to get better at the things you're at. So we're learning a ton from you too, dude. And I got people working in the background. Right after this, I'm going up to have a meeting about some lead gen stuff and see if we can add value to everybody and make this thing even more profitable than it is. Not only for us. I mean, we'll take our little piece, but we're really having a big focus on how can I help other agents, sure, but specifically the agencies as a whole become not only for themselves more profitable, but teach profitability to their individual agents. And the stuff that you're doing is I'm just taking my skill set and stealing what you do and adding it to what we're doing. So it's working for us. What you do. So it's working out for both of us.
I'm happy to talk to your guy or whatever you got going on, man. Yeah, I respect you. I appreciate you. I wish you were coming to Dallas so we could harass you and your son.
We'll just plan it. I'll be there. Just an FYI. I'll be there for Tuesday to Sunday, the first week of February. So our big convention's there, but I'll have downtime. I'll have plenty of downtime too. So it's like the 31st to like the
Jamie and I want to come to
3rd, 4th. Yeah, let me know.
Jamie and I want to come to Atlanta, at least take you and your wife out to dinner. So.
Yeah, let's go. Let's set it up.
Man, I appreciate you.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Yep.
See you, Bart.